Spencer boy out here on that grind, big dogs. What's up, my dudes? We got the new whip scrub update for MX vs ATV Legends. Spencer boy with the fucking Superman out here. Yeah. Oh my god. So, this is my first time ever riding on one of these expert tracks, expert versions of a track, okay? This is kind of gnarly. This is really badass, though. I've been waiting to see something like this in one of these moto games where they basically, they take like a normal version of a track and just make a beefed up, expert, super difficult version of it. That's exactly what we're on right here, and I have not rode nowhere near enough laps on it, so expect some pop-offs and some lawyers for my cases on this video right here, okay? Plus, I've not even played Legends in like 420 years, all right? But yeah, so this update came out a little earlier in January. We're a little behind here checking this update out, but I thought it was still worthy to come in here and take a look at it with it being an actual physics, whip scrub update. This definitely seems to be more, oh, now I'm over jumping. This definitely seems to be more of a scrub update than a whip update. I will say that for sure. Seems like the scrub system of the game is entirely different than it was beforehand. So, yeah, that's something if you haven't played this game in a minute, this is definitely, oh shit. Boy, I gotta get my clutch boost landing just perfectamundo on these expert tracks, but you can see the scrub system right there. It's definitely way more. You can turn on the jump face, you can really get that bike to turning over before you ever even leave the jump face, which is more of a, making that scrub mechanic different from the whip mechanic in the game, which is always good. There we go, Spencer boy. Now we're getting it. So they added a whole new option in the settings where you can actually adjust the dead zone of the scrubbing. Like the dead zone of your controller with the scrubbing, which makes a difference. I think as far as for my controller, it seems to make it where it scrubs like better when it's on the lowest possible setting. But I think that all depends on, you can scrub too hard, by the way, which is good. That's always a good thing. If you just go up the jump face and you're turning full blast at the bottom of the base of the face, you're just going to die on the jump face, which is good. That creates a balance to it. You know what I'm saying? They also added this new, another new option in the gameplay settings that is called Reflex Gyro. So, basically what that means, but anything with reflex on it, I'm turning it on. Anything that could remotely be a reflex type setting, Spency boy turning that shit on, dog. Woo-wee! There we go. That's getting some scrub daddy shit, dude. And then it's like trying to scrub on an actual rhythm section jump like that's a whole nother vibe. That's a whole nother level. So, yeah, this is really cool to see. Just that combo of the expert. They made like 5 of the regular Supercross tracks, like expert versions of them. And they are certainly living up to that. I'll say that for sure. These are cool right here. This to me is like more of that feels like you're playing, kind of giving you that vibe like you're playing on like untamed Supercross tracks in the sense of the jumps are really big. You got to land them just right. You'll pop off if you don't, That's what these expert track vibes are giving me right now. Like I'm playing on untamed Supercross tracks. You know what I'm saying? So that's really cool. Yeah, you just got to get that clutch boost just right on that jump face right there. Definitely makes it for some nice scrub jumps. I'll tell you that for show. But yeah, updated scrub system feels good. If you want to go check out the patch notes, you can do that. But it's, they've adjusted upon the scrub physics, I'm sure the animation of it, all of that good stuff. But yeah, it feels pretty good in the game now, man. So they're working on it, they're updating the game, and which is always a good thing. I wanted to reiterate, I know some of y'all MX Bikes boys got a little pissed off, kind of got your panties in a wad, which is not a new thing. That happens in like every MX Bikes video that I've ever made, but, you know, there was a Bikes video where I was talking about MX Bikes getting updated all the time, literally left and right, and, you know, the factory bikes and all the exploits. That was like part of the reason why I wasn't playing the game super consistently. That wasn't me saying that updates are bad. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying is when a particular game is constantly getting updated, specifically in the gameplay category, for me personally, I'm just not that into playing games that are getting updated that frequently. I would rather play more of a finished product kind of game, aka I don't want to be a beta tester. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big into playing games like that. And Legends has turned out to be a bit of that same kind of vibe of a game. That's probably why I don't play Legends very much. On top of that, it's not saying that updates are bad. Obviously, updates are only going to make a game better, but it does go to show you when a game is not necessarily finished, or it's not necessarily at its finished state, you know? And that, for me, like with how many different games I've played, and specifically moto games, that's just a big reason why you don't see me playing a shitload of Legends or playing a shitload of MX Bikes. That is certainly something that factors into that, because if I'm going to spend a lot of time on a game and try to learn a physics system to a motocross game, aka, you know, try to get really good at it or whatever, then I don't want to do that in a particular kind of moto game that is getting updated at the rate of like MX Bikes or MX vs. ATV Legends. Again, gotta clarify for the MX Bikes, you know, defender boys that always get mad and twist everything around that I ever say about the game. It's incredible how they do that. It's actually insane. But they keep giving me content, so, you know, y'all boys keep that shit up, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, either way, always good to see a scrub update, always good to see a whip update. Definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about it for Legends. And yeah, man, Legends does seem to be just getting better and better and better and better. Any sort of, you know, option that you add to the game that has Reflex in the name of it, I'm down for that shit. Anything you put in the game that has Reflex involved with it, I'm down for that shit. Whether it's a track remake, or it's a setting in the game, or it's some, you know, some gyro physics setting in the game that's based off of Reflex. Hell yeah, keep doing it, bro. Hell yeah, keep doing it, bro. Anything you can do that gets you closer to that point is just gonna be better for an arcade dirt bike game, period. But yeah, they got a cool little, definitely a cool scrub animation going on. I will say it does seem to be, even though the scrubs seem to be bigger and better and where you can really turn off of that face more, they do look pretty similar. I know I keep whipping the same direction and shit, but kind of hard to do this a little bit on a Supercross track. If I was on a motocross track, I might be able to scrub a little different, a little better, but I still think you have more variation in the scrubs on MX vs. ATV Reflex. You might be scrubbing and going into pop scrubbing and stuff like that you can do on the Xbox 360 version of Reflex. That's like a whole nother thing. I don't really look at this right here as being pop scrubbing, really. You're not like popping off of the jump face necessarily. It's just more of like a smooth, kind of a smooth scrubbing vibe, which is still cool, but it does sort of seem as if it's like you're kind of playing through a similar animation every time you're scrubbing off of a jump, versus like on Reflex, it seems to be slightly different every single time you do it, you know? So that may be something they could look into working upon, you know, adding a little bit more variation of that animation of the scrub in particular. You know what I mean? That's what really, to me, gives a scrub mechanic its true feeling, is when it feels like it does something a little different when you just come off that jump face just a micro amount different every time. You know what I mean? So yeah, either way, that's something they could look into. You know, that's getting a little bit deeper into that. If you really want to get it on Reflex's level, that's the kind of stuff you're going to have. It's more than just making it where you can scrub harder or quicker off a jump face. It's got to have that little bit more realistic variation to it, and then you'll be getting somewhere, you know what I mean? But either way, man, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Woo! Spencer Boy Tyson here. Whoa, there we go. Bro, what the hell? I landed and then I popped off like 5 seconds later. But either way, man, appreciate all the support. You know, appreciate everybody watching the videos, haters, lovers, in between. All it does is help me out, bro. Later, dudes.